Okay then guys, just a little overview of this paper before we go through it question by question. This is the January 2011 C2 OCR examination paper. It's 90 minutes long, or 1 hour 30. And let's just skim through the paper and try and simulate what you would do before you start an examination. There's the instructions to candidates, which I've already gone through on the other paper in step-by-step detailed manner. Information to candidates there as well. So let's have a look at the questions now then. So the first one, ascending binomial expansion of this, well, that's easy to do. Using the binomial formula, we can write down the first three terms. And then this is just expansion of brackets. Using those first three terms, we can write them down here. And then we can just expand the bracket, picking out the x squared term, so that's not a problem. We've got this definition here for these terms in the sequence. Write down those values, that's nice and easy. What type of sequence it is, we're adding on 2 to each subsequent term. The first term is u1 will be 5, then u2 will be 8. So you're adding on 3 each time, aren't you? So we can see we're adding on, so it's an arithmetic progression. And then find the sum here, from 101 to 200. That's the difference between the two sums. The S200 take away the S100 will give us this tail sum, won't it? So question 2 is okay. Slightly non-trivial though, and does need a little care. Number 3, we've got this square root function here. Trapezium rule, nice and easy, but time consuming. Used there. Underestimate or overestimate. Now this is a difficult question, so look out for this one in the solutions. I should imagine that not many people obtain the 2 marks here for this question. So as I say, make sure you check out the solutions here, because it's quite a complex reason why it's an underestimate, why it's underneath the curve, because it's basically not just because it's convex, there's something more important than that. It's the fact about the second derivative being negative, so you get this rounded shape when d2y by dx squared is negative. And that enables, but anyway, as I say, have a look at the solutions there, because that's a tricky little observation to make. Logarithms, that's easy. The 5 can come down to swing underneath the 120. Log 5 of 120 is x minus 1. You can get x straight away. Solving this equation should be simple using properties of logs. GPs, sum to infinity, common ratio. Nice question. GPs, APs is always a good question to do. So 6 is standard integrals, just split this fraction up first of all, then evaluate it term by term. Find in terms of a this value here, that's very straightforward. Then work out as the limit of a as a tends to infinity and see what happens to that value. Solve these trig equations 7, so that's no problem there, is it? Simple and straightforward. Here we've got a sector, so we're going to find out shaded regions, areas, and arc lengths, aren't we? Nice easy question 8. So that's okay. Number 9. So look at this one then. Okay, verify the curve crosses the x-axis at 3 noughts. So that should be okay. Express, yeah, so linear and quadratic. Hence find the other 2 points of intersection. So that should be okay. 4. So we got these 3 areas then. Then we can work out the value with integration. This is a very long and time-consuming question. And the solutions are extremely long that I wrote for this one. So again, as I say, be very careful not to do this one early on in an exam, because it's a really long-winded question. So the paper doesn't look too bad then. The benefit of looking through an exam paper before you just get stuck into a particular question is the fact that you've reviewed the questions. So your mind has already taken them in, absorbed them, and is already thinking about the solutions to those questions. So when you come to do them, in whatever order you choose, they won't be totally unfamiliar, because you will have seen them half an hour earlier or an hour earlier when you were looking through the paper. So that should help in the thought processes and how you solve the problems, and it should give you a head start. So again, just choose the questions that get you off to the best possible start, questions you're comfortable with, confident about, and you feel as though it's going to get you off to a good start. And then if you finish the exam early, don't leave, of course, always double check all your solutions, and if you double check everything, then again don't leave, but use every last second, so triple check then, to eke out every last possible mark that you can from the exam. So if you've got a C2 paper in the near future, guys, all the best with it. Hope it goes okay, and hope these revision question solutions live worksheets are of some use. Cheers.